That's okay. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. I'm okay. I've been listening for 5 hours a day or more, maybe 10 hours
Oh
a day
wow.
on this for almost 10 years now.
Oh wow.
So.
Oh wow.
So and it's still uh, intellectually I love it, and I can speak about it. I think I could fake being enlightened because I have heard so much on it, like, but it's definitely um, 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 yeah, the feeling of the contracted sense here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's I'm waiting for it to fall away, but
But Herlof waiting
yeah,
for it for always reinforcing it over and over again.
yeah,
So it's making the unreal real, right? Seems to be what's happening.
yeah.
And
I heard. Yeah,
although there's no choice, it just
yeah,
seems to be what's arising. That seems
yeah. It
to
is.
what happens is just gonna like,
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
you know, 5 hours of listening apparently happens
yeah, yeah.
every day
Apparently,
for 10 years.
yeah.
and
It's
now you're
crazy.
think and now you're thinking that there's an Emerson that can help you.
Yeah, yeah. I got sold on the last video you posted. I that was the oh, maybe this can happen to me also. And I have heard, like, so many times that it's so futile to know,
oh yeah,
and
yeah,
just reinforcing to, yeah.
yeah.
And still. Hmm.
Well,
uh
there's nothing that I've said that has not been said. I guess it's the same thing over and
yeah,
over again.
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. It is,
What I
it
can
is.
what I can just say basically is that there's clarity here, that there's no one there, and there's nothing here. So you're really looking at emptiness. So this is not a person that you're looking at. This is emptiness. But it's also emptiness looking at emptiness. So there's no block, there's no veil whatsoever because this is complete already. This emptiness, looking at emptiness, looking for a reflection, looking for a vision. But what's seen here is nothing. So emptiness is reflecting back, no reflection. Because how can wholeness reflect or give something to emptiness? Emptiness can't give anything to emptiness because it's just going to be empty. So what's just being expressed here is this is just pure emptiness. Emptiness, fullness, empty, full. So what seems to be seen is this appearance, but it's also not an appearance. Seems to be the visible and the invisible simultaneously appearing as this apparent happening. It's like the unhappening and happening simultaneously, no gaps, appearing. So everything that you're looking at is emptiness. Actually, there's no you that's looking at anything. It's just emptiness. Apparently seeing its own emptiness. And it's appearing everywhere. It's appearing as the headphones, this hat. It's just hatting. It's emptiness appearing as hat. Emptiness appearing as this brick wall that you keep on hitting. It's not the
Mm.
brick wall. There's no brick wall. There's no Herlof that keeps on hitting the brick wall over and over again. Once that's seen, that even the idea of hitting the brick wall or not getting anything or discontractedness is also emptiness. Wholeness appearing as a lack, appearing as something that needs to be accessed, something that needs to be known. So this is the knowing and the unknowing apparently happening. So one once become an expert of non-duality It knows now the unknowable, which is actually really ridiculous because the moment that it's known, it's unknown. So really, it's not even the known or the unknown. It's not even the emptiness. These are just words pointing out to this mystery. And you're trying to solve the mystery. You're trying to be like Detective Herlof,
Mm.
trying to find something, but you're looking at emptiness. How can you find something when you are looking at emptiness?
Mm.
So what you're looking for is your own absence, which is emptiness.
Mm.
Yeah.
And yeah, and still it's isn't isn't the sense of self, it's energetic,
Well,
because
there's no really self. Even the sense of self is not even real. It's just a sense. It's
yeah.
like taste.
Mm.
The taste is not there all the time. You don't forever taste sweetness or bitterness
Mm.
all at the same time. So all of this appearance is disappearing. Like the self, the idea of the self also disappears. When you sleep at night, where is that? Who wakes up in the morning? No one. Who sleeps
Mm.
at night? No one. So where's the self that you're talking about?
Mm.
Where is it? I don't see it.
No, it's of course it's nowhere.
Yeah, but that's also
uh,
an idea.
yeah.
Nowhere is also an idea.
Yeah.
So everything that
Mm.
you can think of is just an idea. It's just a
Mm.
belief. So you're a belief thinking about beliefs. When you
Mm.
see that it's just a belief after belief after belief, when you
Mm.
pull out that singular belief that I am real, then
Mm.
all of the belief crumbles. It's like a house of beliefs
Mm.
completely dismantled.
Because I very much believe that there's no
But
one.
who is believing that?
Yeah.
You just said, what's the I that
Mm.
believes in this one?
Mm.
Does it go to
So
sleep at night and does it wake up in the morning? Does it have a beginning and does it have an end?
um
And it's
yeah,
going to come up with
it's
another idea right now saying that, well,
yeah.
I. So it's hopeless.
Mm.
It's completely
um
hopeless because it's trying to get out of its own absence.
yeah.
So I'm like an interrogator, like like you gone to a police and I'm basically saying, there's no one there. And you keep on lying to me and you keep on saying that, well, I do have this felt of sense of relief. I really so I'm like, I don't see an I. I is just in the word. So I don't know what you're talking about. Are you
Mm.
lying to me?
it
I think you
it
are.
feels it yeah, it feels so real. So
Oh, who
but
feels so
but
real? Who
isn't it this feeling of
Herlif?
this? Yeah.
Well, this feeling is just this feeling. It doesn't have an I or a me. It's just this
Mm.
feeling.
It's a feeling of
Yeah.
yeah. Huh.
So it's like you're trying to con me to convince me that you're real by this feeling.
But yeah, that it
Yeah, I don't
feels
see it.
real. Yeah.
I don't see it. What's real? Isn't it just another idea?
Mm.
So who was that idea?
No, I can't
Okay, there you go.
find that. Yeah.
So stop lying.
Uh, yeah. Who's gonna stop lying?
No one too. It's
No
just
one.
lying
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Huh.
you just thought about another idea there to kind of like get out of
Mm.
the idea.
Yeah.
Ah,
Smart.
smart.
Yeah.
Smart ass. So the me is like a con artist. It keeps on coming up
Mm.
with these ideas, another idea, another idea. It's to be not seen that it's not real. So it's like a
Mm.
liar,
Mm.
a friend that if you have a friend that lies to you over and over again, and then you
Mm.
stop believing the lies, you don't pay attention anymore. So the lights will keep on coming because this is a felt sense of reality. The illusion is that this is a felt sense of reality. This is a felt sense of a body. I'm going to use the dream analogy. Don't get caught up in it. When you wake up at night, do you have a body?
When
I
I
mean, when
wake
you're
up,
dreaming. No, when you're
yeah,
dreaming at night. Sorry, not waking up.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but when you wake up,
Um,
does it disappear? Does the dream disappear?
yes.
Okay,
Mm,
so
mm,
there's a Herlof there. When you wake up, does the Herlof disappear as well?
no.
Yes, it does, because that dream is not real. So whatever is happening in that dream, the whole dream is not real. So
Mm,
even if you won like $1 billion, the moment that you
mm,
wake up, is the $1 billion still there?
no.
No. Okay. If you hurt yourself in the dream at nighttime
Mm,
dream, when you wake up, do you have bruises?
no.
Okay. So it's often said that this is the same as the nighttime dream. This is so
Uh,
how do you know that you're not dreaming right now?
no, I don't.
Okay. So how do you know that that really happened, in a dream?
No, I don't really
So what is this
know.
I that you're talking about then?
Yeah.
It's not true.
Mm,
That no one listens to 5 hours. It's just happening.
mm,
No one there was no 10 years.
mm,
There's nothing outside of this. That 10 years is like a dream. It didn't happen. There was
mm,
no Herlof there. There's nothing outside of this. There's no past, there's no future. So this is a dream as well. And this is when you're dreaming, are there any separate character? Are there real characters in a dream? Are there real people
no,
at night?
no.
No. So you're
Mm,
dreaming me and you're dreaming
mm,
you.
mm,
But there's no you behind that dream. This is just a singular dream happening. And it's not happening to anyone. You didn't go to sleep. So this is the beginning and also the end happening simultaneously. This is the end happening and happening, simultaneously happening. Sure, you've heard this so much. Nothing is happening. Does anything happen in a dream?
no.
Okay, so what's the
Yeah, yeah,
difference right now?
yeah, yeah.
Nothing is happening.
Uh,
So there's nothing
it's
happening now. There's
it's
not even
just
a now.
it's just imagined.
By who?
Um, yeah, yeah. That's just the brain that comes up
I
with.
I don't have. Is there a brain in the dream? You see, you're coming up with ideas again.
Mm,
There's nothing wrong or right about that
no,
because,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, there's no brain, there's no body.
Mm.
It's quite
There,
obvious that
there's
this is there's no brain and there's no
there's no
body.
brain. Okay,
No,
and
where's the brain? It's just another
it's.
idea right now. There's nothing outside of this. Remember? I
Mm,
keep on repeating it. There's nothing out. So everything that you think about is dream stuff. Everything that you can think about is an idea. So brain is an idea, the body is an idea, everything is an idea. And what's being pointed out here is that there's nothing outside of this. So kind of like in a nighttime dream, when you wake up, everything disappears. Everything that I just said in the past second is not real anymore. It's just a dream. So the 10 years didn't really happen. So the one that's seeking for 10 years is not really there. It's just a dream.
mm,
And if you look around, this is the dream. This is emptiness and fullness appearing. It's brilliant. It's bright. It gets brighter. Like, because there is a seeing that nothing is happening because this is also a dream. There's no separation. Nothing went missing. This is complete. This is complete. And no one wakes up. But there's an idea that there's a time and space or a nighttime dreaming or a daytime dreaming. But if we're really talking about non-duality, there's no others. There's no separation. So every time, there's no time, but every apparent time that you're seeing this apparent, this is only it. When you say that this is it, this is it. There's no other it.
Mm.
There's no future it. This is it. This is it. No one dreamt at night. Nothing happened in a dream. All the characters are all dreamed up. So every single one that you see is a dream. There's no 8 billion dreamers. It's just one singular dream, and that dream is called Herlof. There's no one here. There's no one here. There's no one there. But there's the dream that Herlof feels real, that he's talking to Emerson, although there's no Emerson here. And that's quite a relief. So no one has ever thought about you because you don't exist.
Mm. It's
And there's nothing to believe, because belief again is just a reinforcing of the singular belief that I am real. So everything that I do must be real. Even the belief of not belief is still a belief. Even if you say, I don't believe that, that's also a belief. So anything that you can come off because you are a belief is a belief, even if you deny it. So everything that's happening is already perfect because it just got exposed that the believer, all of this non-duality is not real. So you did not really invest in 10 years or 5 hours a day of non-duality. That's just a dream. You just kind of like, looked at you like, it seemed like I spent 10 years and 5 years or 5 hours, but that didn't really happen because all that there is this, and there's nothing outside of this. It's so freaking obvious. It's just the lighting behind you, which is really beautiful. It's stunning. I'm looking at it right now. It's just this nodding of the head, and there's nothing happening. It's just this smile. It's just this seeing that there's nothing outside of this, and no one has ever existed. Because has anyone ever existed in a dream at night?
No.
Okay, so what's the difference now?
Yeah. I couldn't.
This is it. There's no boundaries. It's so direct. This is not an idea.
Mm.
It's just seeing that this is already full and complete and there's nothing missing. Because is there anything missing in a dream? No. Can anyone choose in a dream?
No.
No. It's all an illusion. And your belief in the illusion keeps the illusion real, although there's no one choosing it. Because when you're dreaming at night, you can't tell it's a night dream.
No. Yeah.
No. So what's the difference now? Wow.
Yeah. Oh.
There's nowhere to go. And everything that you can come up with is a dream. So I'll just cut you off.
Oh, yeah.
Everything is the same, but everything is changed.
Mm.
Everything is wow, and also constantly wow. Everything is light and dark appearing at the same time. So there's this, I'm going to repeat, there's this emptiness trying to come up of things, but this is just emptiness. Everything that arises is emptiness. Everything that arises is a dream. Everything that arises is not real. It is the real and the unreal appearing together. So we don't really even have any words for it. It's just this. It's just this. All that there is this. And there's nothing outside of this. So it's just a dream appearing as this. And there's nothing missing and there's nothing lacking because no one is lacking because there's no one. No one is missing because there's no one. It's just really clear. It's so freaking obvious. And seemingly all of this idea of everything that you've heard is coming, but no one heard it. There is no there's no knowledge of this non-duality. You think you do, but it's just an appearance. This is the
mm,
unknowing. This is not about knowing, what all of the great non-duality radical speakers have said, because they're really, really meaningless. Because that didn't happen anymore.
mm, mm,
And this is just what's happening. There's never been a Herlof. In fact, there's never been anyone. Because the moment that you see that it's a dream at night, you could have the worst nightmare, the most suffering. It's gone like this. And everything that I said was just gone like that. I don't even know how to snap.
mm,
So it's obvious already. But it's not obvious for anyone because it's just obviousness appearing. Resonance is appearing. So it's if there's resonance seemingly appearing, it's emptiness resonating with its own emptiness. It's seeing that everything, even though it seems full, is also empty. All the feelings, all of this stuff,
mm.
openness and contraction are the same. It's kind of like, how many times do you blink your eyes in a day? About 10,000 times. So it contracts and contracts and open. But do you notice it? No, because there's no one there. Everything is automatically happening,
Mm,
and no one can control it
mm,
because there's no one. There's no controller. There's no driver. There's no thinker because there's no brain. There's no body. There's no one. Everything that you can think of is nothing appearing as everything. So what you're looking for is everything already appearing as this. Nothing and everything simultaneously appearing. Can you hear me?
yes, yes, very good.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
It's so clear, isn't it? Even the idea that it's not so clear, it's still clear that emptiness is appearing as everything.
Yeah, it's very much resonating. That's why listen. I love listening to it. It's so free. It's the only communication, and I can think of that's not a
Did you see what just happened there? The me
no.
just went to the past again to
Yeah,
try to avoid it, of seeing
yeah.
that it's empty.
Mm,
Try to come up with ideas again that this is the only thing that
mm,
resonated. It
yeah.
it only exists in the past.
Mm,
It's already been confronted that it's not there, but it
mm,
keeps on making itself real over and over again.
yeah, yeah.
When this
Uh,
character
ho-
saw this, there was this just speechlessness. I'm like, I don't know what to say anymore
mm,
because it was just seen that it was so clear. So I just ran around. I was in the beach house and I just kind of like, but that's just a story. That doesn't really matter.
yeah,
What were you
yeah,
saying?
yeah. At that moment, did you have hopes and dreams before that moment in the beach
That
house?
doesn't really matter. So the me
Mm,
is trying to find
mm,
relevance in what I'm saying.
yeah,
That's why I stopped
yeah,
it right away.
yeah,
There's no relevance in anything that I say
yeah.
because everything that I say is in story time. So this is the one
Mm,
without the story,
mm,
emptiness, appearing as stories simultaneously.
mm,
So what's being believed is the stories. So it's a storyteller
mm,
coming up with stories. All it can come up with is stories,
mm,
which is fiction.
mm, mm.
So this is like fiction that's appearing right now, but you believe it's real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's also a story that that parallel with listening to this message, I have had so many dreams and hopes and plans and systems
Who's
for
having all
how.
of
Yeah, that's also
again,
a story.
I'm gonna repeat, that
Yeah.
never happened. So you just thought about it right now to escape the fact that there is no you.
Mm,
Because the me wants to attach into hopes and dreams and time. All of those doesn't actually exist.
mm,
Who's hoping for what?
yeah, I don't. Uh, I can't tell you.
Is it too hardcore for you?
No, no, I like I like it. Uh, I like it that way. You are even worse than Jim Newman, I think. I think he's the most, but you you are tougher than him also, maybe.
Again, that's just a story because there's no Jim Newman and there's no
Yeah,
Emerson. You're trying to put
yeah,
specialness in something now that doesn't exist.
yeah, yeah,
And that's okay. You don't have
yeah.
any choice, you know. I'm
No,
just calling you out, but there's nothing wrong or right about that.
no, yeah, of
What's
course.
just being expressed here is that this is like sobriety. You're getting drunk on your own supply of non-duality.
Mm, yeah,
You're using it as a drug, man. Holy
yeah,
crow.
yeah. Of course, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a relief, like having a chocolate.
Well, it's not.
Uh,
It's not.
okay.
You made it into a chocolate. You made it into a story.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
there's no one choosing that anyway, which
yeah,
is ridiculous.
yeah.
Um, though what seems to be happening here is that you're coming up with stories to hide that you're a story,
Mm,
to hide that you're a lie. So you're coming up
mm,
with all of these lies.
mm,
You don't know that it's a lie because you believe in your own lies. It's like a pathological liar.
mm,
But the liar is illusory. So it's also pure and innocent.
mm,
It's like a con
mm,
artist that keeps on conning itself, but he's not conning anyone.
mm,
It's really slick. It's really, really slick.
mm,
It's really, really slick. That's why I didn't really speak about this for maybe about 3 years. There was clarity here already.
mm. Clarity or like
Complete,
yeah,
complete clarity. Yeah,
complete. Yeah. Mm,
complete. There no Emerson whatsoever.
mm,
But the words were
mm,
not coming out
mm,
as you know. And I would
mm,
go to the breakout rooms in the retreats, and then I would say, and somebody would say, "They're like, Jesus, you're so brutal."
mm, mm. Yeah.
With a sweet smile.
Yeah, with the sweet smile.
So because that's the reason that it sees it really really clearly is because that's what the character Emerson did in a story. Is it
Mm,
really just became an expert at non-duality. It
mm,
knows all the answers. Listen to it. Well, the seeking was not as long as yours, but I was
mm,
a spiritual seeker for a long time, and I encountered this maybe just about 4 years ago. So maybe it was just a year of
mm,
listening, but I would listen to it for 8 hours a day. It was my full time job, full
mm.
time job.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then I would write notes, and I would be like,
Mm,
somebody would call me, and then I would be like, I am trying to listen to some non-duality. Stop calling me. So I was just relentless until it kept on
uh,
hitting a wall. It kept on hitting a wall,
mm,
and every time that I tried to liberate myself is a reinforcement of myself, a
mm,
reinforcement of the me over and over and over and
mm,
over again.
mm,
And I kept on
mm,
saying, I will never get this. I will never get this. And then one day, apparently, there was this, I was just DJing for 4 hours. And then a thought came about this. And then it was just seen, I will never get this because there's, wait a second, there's never been anyone here.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a replay of a
Mm-hmm.
voice playing. And I was like, there's no one behind that voice. There's no one nodding. There's no one blinking the eye. If there was
Mm-hmm.
someone there, then it would be controlling all of the blinking and the nodding. But it's
Mm-hmm.
just happening spontaneously.
But already before that moment, you knew intellectually that there was no one. You had heard it so many times before that
But
there's
that
no
was a
one behind the
knowing.
voice.
So that
Yeah,
was a knowing, right? So
yeah, yeah,
knowing keeps you stuck
yeah,
because the knower and the knowing are both unreal.
yeah, yeah.
So it seems to me that the knower has become the new character now in this apparent shape shifting me. The me's
Mm-hmm.
can sometimes pretend that it's a no me.
Mm,
It
mm,
can pretend that it's closer to losing the me.
mm,
Or it becomes the me awareness or the me enlightened. But all of that is a play of the me. It's really
mm,
tricky. I've
mm,
actually, during my whole, with Nothing Media and Nonduality, I still encounter apparent, characters that think that they're no me and talks like a no me. It's
mm,
so
mm.
easy.
Yeah,
You can probably do it.
it's quite easy for me also. I have to turn it off. Yeah, but
So all of
I
that,
think so
everything that
anyway.
I've said is bullshit. That's all story.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
that there is this,
Mm,
and there's nothing outside of this. And it's the me is allergic to this communication because it's pointing out that it's not real. It pretends that it likes it. It pretends that it
mm,
knows it to avoid the exposure that it's not real. So the me tries
mm,
to grasp it, and they're like, okay, I understand this now. I listen to it 5 hours a day.
mm,
Then I must be closer now. I must be an
mm,
expert now.
mm,
But that just made all the time real. All the everything that the me holds are illusions.
mm,
It holds that I have a choice, that
mm,
there's time and space, that there's a cause and effect, that there's an interaction happening right now.
mm.
When in reality, I'm going to repeat it again, this is just emptiness, dancing with emptiness. And it's all empty.
Yeah,
So there's nowhere to
and
go.
and the more the more an apparent person holds like hope and dreams and future, and the more difficult it is the the more stuck it is, or
But that's just another idea again.
yeah,
You just
yeah,
came up with another one,
mm,
another
mm,
excuse.
yeah, yeah,
But there's nothing wrong or
because
right about that.
yeah, yeah,
See, the me keeps on trying to go to these ideas that it can be
mm,
liberated somehow by
mm,
saying something that's quite smart. And then I
yeah,
will agree and I'll just say, okay, but I'll
yeah,
just call it out. It's just this.
yeah,
It's trying to find a position,
yeah, as a solution,
a solution,
a
or something
reason
that we
for
can
it.
agree together with.
Yeah, a reason that because I have two I
It's
I have
okay.
two things that I really have wanted for the last 10 years. It's to fall away and to get very, very rich and wealthy. So that's the two things I'm working like
There's
16
nothing
hours
wrong
a
or
day
right.
on. Yeah,
There's nothing
yeah.
wrong or right about that.
No,
But
no,
none of that
and
is
I'm
none of
mm,
that is true as well.
no.
Yeah, none of that is true
Mm,
because there was no one there in the past and there's no one there in the future. All that there is this. This is
mm.
already complete. You can't fall away because there's no one to fall away. You can't be rich because there's no one to be rich.
It feels the bank account feels quite
It's just a bank account.
yeah,
It's either full or it's either half full or empty.
yeah,
It's just
yeah.
what's happening. But
Mm,
there's no one that's rich.
mm,
It's just rich happening. wealth happening.
Mm. Mm.
And there's nothing wrong or right about wanting to be rich, but the
Mm.
wanting is, again, if you see it, I'm just going to point it out to you, right?
Mm.
Is reinforcing the lack
Mm.
of it.
Yeah. And
So you
still
keep,
there's no one to do anything about that one thing either.
no,
It's
no,
like if I try to not want it, that's
it's still a
also
want. It's still a
yeah,
want.
yeah, it is. It is.
Again, I'm going to repeat it. A desire will keep
Mm.
on multiplying other desires. Let's
Mm.
just see. If you don't have a lot of money, then you want a lot of money. When
Mm.
you have so much money, you want to give it away. The desire
Mm.
to give it away. But when you give it away, you desire to see that it's meaningless. So you desire not to have any money anymore. But a desire, even a desire not to have any desire, is still a desire.
Mm.
So it's a circular loop of desire.
Mm.
It's also a circular loop of knowing. So the me is just going in circles, wanting, not wanting, wanting to drop, dropping away. But when the curtains are pulled and exposed, that the one that's going in circles is not even there. So why does it matter?
Mm.
All that there is this. There's nothing outside of this. There's no one to fall away because there's no one to fall away. Falling once you see, not you, but once the seeing is seen, that all of this hopes and dreams and wanting and everything is the illusion, then you start walking back a little bit and you're like, oh, it's just playing by itself. There's nothing that I can do about it. And then there's a laugh of relief. We're like, wow, it's just what's happening. This is just the dream. The dream of me wanting to be rich. The dream of me falling away. But there's nothing wrong or right about a dream, but it's not just taken any seriously anymore.
Mm.
It's just this wowness. You're like, what? All this time that I
Mm.
wanted something, every time that it's not even real because there's no I wanting this. It's just an appearance. It's like I just got sucked into a dream thinking that all of this is happening for real. All of my desires and wants are happening. They're not real. They're the dream. So once there's a dream, this character, this is going to be a story, lost everything, seeking, lost everything in spiritual seeking, had a lot of wealth and all that kind of stuff. And then when it was gone, it had nothing, and everything fell apart. And then that's why I got desperate into seeking. I'm like, at least I'll be enlightened or something.
Mm. Yeah, that's my backup.
Your backup plan,
Always.
right? Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. At least. So when this apparently happened, there was nothing. I think I had like $5 in my pocket. But apparently after that, and it has nothing to do with this. Apparently, um, um, apparently now in this character story, it's abundant
Mm.
because it's not seeking it.
Mm.
It just sees it.
Mm.
Money appears in my bank account. I'm like, oh wow, oh wow, wow.
Mm.
If no money appears in the bank account, it's also wow
Mm.
because there's no one there. It does like
Mm.
nice buying nice jackets and stuff.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
there's nothing wrong or right about
Mm.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
So everything is just happening for no apparent reason for no one, and it's just a happening. And once it's seen that it's just automatically happening, there's no one driving, there's no one controlling, then there is the neurosis of falling away or getting rich drops. It doesn't mean it's not going to get rich. It will probably get richer because there's no more neurosis there.
Mm.
It will
Yeah,
the
yeah. I have told
it.
myself that story many times also.
Oh no, you
That
made
it
it
was,
into a
yeah.
belief. Oh no, Herlof.
Yeah.
It's so hilarious, huh?
Mm.
But did you just catch yourself that? You just
If
said
I did.
I told myself that story again. You just made another excuse. I didn't even almost catch it.
Okay. No, I didn't catch it.
Yeah, I just caught it.
Tell me, what
You
did
just basically
you
said
get?
that you told yourself the story that, so you believe it now, or
Yeah,
don't believe
yeah,
it now.
yeah,
So you
yeah.
just spun what I said and made it into a me concept.
Mm. That's mm.
So tricky.
Yeah, yeah. It's
So tricky.
and there's nothing, no one to do anything,
Well, that's
nothing to
just
do,
another
and
idea,
no
isn't
one
it?
to do it.
That's just another
Mm,
idea that's coming up. It's a belief.
mm,
All that I'm expressing is the simplicity that there's nothing happening. There's never been anyone here, and there's nothing outside of this. Or I can just sum it up. All that there is this, and there's nothing outside of this.
mm, mm. Oh, and I'm getting a little bit. I've heard these things, so
Have
many
you really?
times.
Have you really?
It feels like that anyway.
No, 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 no. See, another one. It came up with
Mm,
another idea again.
okay.
That didn't really happen. That's just a dream. It
Mm,
keeps coming up with excuses after excuses after
mm,
excuses to avoid what's being expressed. This, what I said
mm,
is all that there is this. And then the me right away said, well, you know what? I've been listening
mm,
to this for, there was no one that did that. That's fiction to me.
mm,
That didn't happen. So it keeps on avoiding it. It's getting cornered here, but it's really slick, like a really confident con man, and saying, well, I've been listening to this for quite a while, so.
mm, mm,
But it's still not giving up the lie. It's still maintaining it. It's still maintaining it. It's thinking of another one right now.
mm, mm. And it's just happening
I
automatically.
know, but if it's just happening automatically, then it's just what's happening automatically. Then there's
Uh,
no one there.
uh,
There's no chooser. It's not an understanding, it's a resonance. It's a it's seeing that, oh wow, there's really no one. Because the moment that you say it and the moment that you say that I know that there's no one here, it's a
mm,
knowing. You're trying to gain something and I keep on giving you
mm,
empty. You're coming up with
mm,
all these excuses saying that I have something. Well, I've listened to this many times. You keep on grasping, but all I can giving you is air. All I keep on saying to you that there's nothing, there's nothing, there's nothing. And then the me keeps on saying, well, for the past 10 years.
oh, wait.
There's nothing outside of this. Everything that you can think of is an illusion. It never happened. And that's where liberation is because it's not for anyone. That's what unconditional freedom is. Even that although all of that arises, it's just seen as like clouds or bubbles and nothing really happening. You're like, oh, wow. It's kind of like it's like coming off a mushroom trip or an acid trip that you've dreamed up all of these visuals and then you're sobering up and you're like, okay, no one was really chasing me. No one
Mm,
was really, no one, I just had this trip that everybody is here, but really there's no one. So I'm just basically trying to shake you up and say, Herlof, there's no one. You're having dreams about everybody and you especially that you can do something, but there's no one. You never went to sleep and it's just intoxicated. You're intoxicated with the idea that I am real. And the
mm,
intoxication, if you ever been high before, it thinks and imagines all this imaginary thing and it keeps it high.
mm,
But the I is looking for the ultimate high, which is the disappearance of it. Well, it was never there in the first place. So by thinking of the ultimate high, it keeps on reinforcing it. Because it takes the I seriously that it has to die. But that's just making it stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And the believer has different sets of belief now. It becomes a non-duality police. Oh, that person's not clear.
That's right. That's right.
I am an authority now. Although this communication doesn't have an authority, I am the authority now. I better check with Emerson to see if he's clear or not.
uh, yeah. It's I'm yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's especially fun, speaking with. I was talking to someone that's been listening to this for a while too. And then last night he had a major glimpse because this is what he said. You know what, Emerson? I'm kind of like Joey and William. I've been a long time seeker, so I'll never get. Probably will have a hard time. Although you're getting really good now, and I'm like, you just made some characters real.
Mm.
There's no William or Joey. That does not happen. So you're making an excuse of why you can't see this. You can't see the own absence of this emptiness. Although there's no one choosing this, the story just made up a story that every time that it's seeing that there's this resonance, it blocks that resonance and say, well, I'm just like Joey and William that's been seeking for a long time. There's no other seekers. In fact, you're looking at nothing here. The moment you close this, I don't exist. Zoom. There's no Emerson. There's a seemingly appearing in a dream. But just like how you wake up at night, none, Tony, every single one, they don't exist. Because the one that's seeing is making them real by putting them on pedestals and saying that this is clear, this is the clearest. This guy's so brutal, it's more brutal than Jim now. But there's no one here. So rather than seeing that this is just emptiness, expressing its own emptiness to emptiness, you're putting a character Emerson in front of you that's apparently more brutal now than Jim. Excuses, excuses, excuses. It's crazy, huh? So that person had an apparent glimpse and messaged me. He goes, I really, he goes, there was just a seeing that um, there's no one. I really thought I was stuck. Who's stuck? Are you ever stuck in a dream? No.
Mm. Mm.
Is everyone that you've ever dreamed at night? Can I go to your dream and say, hey, Herlof, I'm in your dream now? No, meaning I'm not here. There's no separate dreamers. No one can crash your dreams because it's just one dream. And when you see that it's a dream, then all of the dream characters, especially the one that thinks is the real one, collapses. It's not stuck. Who's stuck? Who's an expert? I don't see an expert. Who's spent 10 years? I don't know what 10 years is. What's 10 years? What's 5 hours a day? I don't know what that is. Do you know?
No.
Okay. Did you wake up this morning?
Mm. No.
There, yeah. See how the me comes back so fast? To try to kind of like come back? It's crazy. But it's also this. It's also wild. It's anarchy. All these words appearing are mystery. I'm talking in dreamlish. I'm talking to you in a dream. So in the apparent dream, there's this glitch named Emerson that says, this is a dream. Everything that you're looking at is a dream. And you keep on dreaming of dreams to keep, but the dream is the dream of reality, that I feel real. But there's no such thing as reality. Because the one that thinks of reality doesn't exist. So anything and everything and everything, all the history, all the future, everything that comes up in your apparent head, it's just unconditional love appearing as. But it's not real. Because you're not unconditional love. In fact, there's no you there. It's just a dream. It's the dream, unconditional love appearing as a conditional dream. Everything that you see, everything that you touch, this is a dream. That is a dream. This is a dream. Everywhere it's a dream. There's nothing outside of the dream. There's no one inside of the dream. There's no outside and there's no inside. There's nowhere to go. It's a dream. And it's perfect already. Once you see that, it's like, wow, this is just perfection already happening, but it's not happening to anyone.
Ay. Ay.
I should call this hardcore non-duality.
Yeah.
It's so funny in this story. People are really shocked, when I talk and everything. It's but this is
Yeah,
the story
yeah,
again.
yeah, of course, of course. I'm catching myself looking at the time and thinking, okay, now uh, I it's a shame I didn't fall away during this meeting either.
See how funny it is? You just
Yeah,
caught it.
yeah.
So everything, there's this guy that I've talked, this is a story again.
Mm,
He's been seemingly, the heart, the more kind of like extreme the seeker is,
mm.
this is just a story,
Yeah, of course.
seemingly it's harder to get the idea that there's no me. Because the moment
Mm,
that you make it into an idea, then you believe that there's a me.
mm,
The moment that you believe in anything at all, then that's actually a there's no choosing. You can't choose, because this is the belief dreaming of beliefs. But let's do another one. I have another one coming up, but we should do another one. If
Thank
you
you.
like.
Yeah. I would very much like that. Um, uh, Great. And I would be glad to also, of course, pay for it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, yeah. You
Yeah.
can go to my website to donate or something. Or I can
Okay,
send you a
your
link.
website.
Thank you so much, though. Yeah, I just love.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll do
yeah.
another one too. All
Yes,
right.
thank you very much. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye.